Dear Brother Justice Biswajit Mohanty, my esteemed colleagues on the bench, Mr. P.K. Padhi, Learned Deputy Solicitor General for the High Court of Orissa, Mr. Kirot Kumar Raut, Learned Vice President, other office bearers of the High Court Bar Association, Mr. J.P. Patnaik, Learned Government Advocate, Learned Senior Advocates and members of the legal fraternity, members of the registry, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm good afternoon to all. We have assembled here today to bid farewell to one of our colleagues, Shri Justice Biswajit Mohanty, upon his superannuation. Justice Mohanty can easily be termed as a true Katakiya. Born here in Cuttack on 22nd October 1960 to Dr. Banamali Mohanty and Dr. Shantilata Mohanty, both successful medical professionals, Justice Mohanty excelled in his studies. He completed his intermediate in science from the Ravenshaw College, completed his graduation from the same institution in political science honors in 1980. He then proceeded to Delhi University for his post-graduation. He secured the first rank in MA in political science and was awarded the gold medal. Although Justice Mohanty had planned to sit thereafter for the civil service examination, destiny had other plans for him. He pursued the law degree at the Campus Law Center, Delhi University, before returning home to commence his law practice. He cut his teeth as a lawyer in the chambers of a doyen of this bar, Shri Praveer Palit, senior advocate. He ably assisted his senior both in the trial courts as well as in this court. Soon Justice Mohanty established himself in independent practice, flourished in the bar for several years till he was called to the bench. Justice Mohanty has been a judge of this court from 20th June 2013. Period of over 9 years, he has made very significant contributions to this institution, not only on the judicial side, but also in the administrative side of the court. He has endeared himself to the bar and to his colleagues as a dependable judge who is very sober and calm in his approach and pleasing in his demeanor. During his 9-year tenure, Justice Mohanty has disposed of more than 16,689 cases in the single bench, and in the division bench, he has disposed of 7,207 cases. He has delivered several exceptional judgments and orders over a range of topics. I will refer to only a few of them. And Asit Kumar Raut was his principal secretary to the government of Odisha, a 2014 judgment. The issue concerned sections 10 and 10 capital A of the Passports Act 1967. The petitioner was asked to surrender his passport for completion of police verification. He surrendered it on 26 September 2013. It was not returned to him thereafter. The police neither impounded nor suspended the passport. Justice Mohanty held that the retention of the petitioner's passport for a period of 8 months was without the of law. Directions were issued to release the passport to the petitioner forthwith. In Anantabandhu Mandal versus State of Orissa, Justice Mohanty authored the opinion of the 3-judge bench. The question was whether the Orissa Forest Detection, Enquiry and Disposal of Forest Offence Rules 1980 applied to the proceedings before the authorized officer under Section 56 of the Orissa Forest Act 1972. Answering the question in the negative, it was held that the authorized officer under Section 56 of the Orissa Forest Act deals mainly with confiscation proceedings. It was noted that the confiscation proceeding is distinct and different from trial of an accused before a court for committed forest offences. The power of confiscation, it was held, was not dependent on whether a criminal prosecution has been launched or not. In Santosh Kisan Sapkale versus Republic of India, the petitioner who was arrested in one case had remained in custody in Surat in the state of Gujarat. He was again arrested in a second case in Bhubaneswar. He pleaded guilty and was convicted and sentenced. The question was whether the application seeking set-off of the period undergone in Surat as an under-trial prisoner as against the sentence awarded in the second case, could be granted under Section 428 CRPC. This is held that the period of sentence on conviction is to be reduced by the extent of detention already undergone by the convict during investigation, inquiry, and trial of the same case, and the under trial period suffered by the petitioner in another case could not be counted for the purposes of set off under Section 428 CRPC. In the administrative side too, Justice Mohanty has been of great support to this institution. He was associated with a number of important administrative committees, including the Rules Committee of the court. His vast experience in the bar has stood him well in his tenure as a judge, and this institution is indeed very fortunate to have had a judge like Justice Mohanty. At a personal level, I very often sought Justice Mohanty's sound and sage advice and suggestions on various issues and arrangements for the smooth administration of the judiciary in general and this court in particular. He is meticulous in the decisions he takes, and in his choice of words, he is always careful and deliberative. If a thing has run past Justice Mohanty, one can rest assured that it has been considered thoroughly and deliberated upon carefully. Justice Mohanty is a person that one can implicitly trust. I can say without any contradiction that he has conducted at all times, keeping the interests of the institution in the forefront. Justice Mohanty's concern for the institution and his valuing precious judicial hours is reflected in abundant measure in the request he made 3 days ago when his consent was sought for holding this reference. He insisted that the farewell reference should be held only at 4 p.m. so that least inconvenience is caused to the litigants and the lawyers. Very rarely does one come across a person who combines wisdom, sagacity, and experience in good measure, as Justice Mohanty does. He has been steadfast in his adherence to the highest standards of judicial rectitude and conduct. Justice Mohanty has earned the respect and admiration of both his colleagues in the bench and the bar. Justice Mohanty is leaving this court after serving it with exceptional devotion and dedication and will be missed by all. Yet, we hope that he will be with us, as always, whenever his help and advice is sought in future. My colleagues and I wish him a long, healthy life with peace, happiness, and fulfillment of all his dreams and desires. At the end, I would like to say to Justice Mohanty, borrowing the words of Ernie Howell, it's time to say goodbye, but I think goodbyes are sad, and I'd much rather say hello. Hello to a new adventure. Thank you.
Lord, I could not agree more what my lords have said in this day of Mr. Mohanty. My Lord, Honorable Chief Justice and companion judges, member of the registry, Assistant Solicitor General, President, Secretary of the High Court Bar Association, respected member of the bars, junior colleagues. Today, we are going to feel the absence of a very fair judge of our High Court. I think nobody in the bar will ever say that we could get a fairer response from my Lord's bench of Justice Mohanty. After 9 years of distinguished service, his absence will be felt, my Lord, with the bar. The presence on his bench will be missed by both the bar and the bench alike. Justice Mohanty was born in Cuttack on 22nd 10/1960 and passed his matriculation from the year 1976 from Secondary Board High School, Cuttack. And this high school also, I was a probably senior student 4 years from his, he passed in 76. I was there before him. Thereafter, he completed his graduation in 1980 from Ravenshaw College with political science honors and shifted to Delhi to complete his master's from Delhi University, my Lord. Justice Mohanty completed his legal education from prestigious Campus Law Center, Delhi in the year 1985. After completion of his law degree, he initially joined in the chambers of late Prabir Palit, senior advocate of this High Court, and soon built considerable practice in service, labor, and constitutional and banking laws, my lord. After 28 years of practice, my lord, his lordships was elevated as a judge of the Honorable Court on 26/2013. Within a short period of time, Justice Mohanty became very revered within the bar, a status he enjoys still today, my lord. Justice Mohanty has always been acknowledged for being encouraging and giving a platform to the young members of the, and at the same time being a tower of honesty. He is also known to be a hardworking judge who patiently hears all arguments, which reflects in his landmark judgments. And my lord, there are so many judgments that it will be a waste of time for me to every judgment to, or no counsel can ever state that they have not been heard comprehensively by a bench in which Justice Mohanty is a part. This has also resulted in deep admiration, affection, and respect from members of the bar. Honorable Mohanty was the epitome of integrity. We must remember that independence of judiciary and fairness in procedure are the hallmarks of a functional democracy and judiciary. He adjudicated cases completely uninfluenced by what was happening outside the courtroom, strictly in accordance with law and facts before him. His ethical conduct in such cases has been noteworthy. 62 years is absolutely no time for retirement, my lord. I am certain that his lordships will continue to serve the state, the society, and the legal fraternity, and I wish him a very good health and happy life, my lord.
My lord, the Chief Justice, and my lords, learned government advocates, senior members of the bar, learned secretary and other office bearers of High Court Bar Association, members of the registry, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are here to bid farewell to one of the greatest judges of our High Court. And I have seen his lordship as an advocate of this court and also as a judge of this honorable court. And he was a class in himself and a gentleman par excellence. Everybody in the bar had a great respect towards his lordship. And from today, we must miss his lordship. And I hope his lordship will remain with us for times to come. And his lordship has passed many important judgments. And his lordship has never misbehaved with any lawyer in the court. And on behalf of our Bar Association, and also on my behalf, we owe our gratitude to his lordship and express our heartfelt thanks to his lordship. And I hope his lordship will maintain a healthy life future. With this much, I take leave of your lordship.
Dr. Muralidhar, our Chief Justice, my esteemed brothers and sisters on the bench, learned Vice President of High Court Bar Association, and Mr. Patnaik, learned Government Advocate, other learned members of the bar, officers of the registry, ladies and gentlemen. I am truly overwhelmed by the affection and warmth that have been graciously extended to me today by Honorable the Chief Justice, my esteemed colleagues on the bench, learned members of the bar, and officers and staff of the Orissa High Court. As someone who deeply subscribes to the transcendence of things I must say that I always knew that this day would come one day. One always knows that sooner or later it will be time to pack up, as in life, so in service. If it is in the nature of all things to arise, change, and then wither away, why is then anything to be cherished? Well, it is because of the memory of the experience that is perhaps the only thing that is immutable in our hearts. And the experience of serving this honorable institution and through it the common man for the past several years has been immensely fulfilling for me. I must confess that it has been a privilege, a consistent lesson, and a great honor to serve as a job of this great High Court. All throughout my tenure, it has been my constant endeavor to protect the dignity of my office so that the common man's trust in this institution would remain intact. Before my appointment as a judge of this court, I had the most empowering experience at the bar. The years I spent on the bench thereafter have been largely based on the values I imbibed during my days in the bar. I wish I could go back to the bar, but I can obvious reasons. I sometimes long for those association hall companionships, those experiences of brotherhood, that thrill of taking up a client's cause and crusading to obtain justice for him. My life and work are part of an open book. There is nothing about them that I must speak today. You all already know that. My only hope is that I have been able to leave some inspiration for present and future generations of lawyers and judges, which may guide them to contribute to the growth of this institution. Retirement carries an implication for the service records. I sincerely believe it has no implication for those who believe in service beyond formal norms of recognition. I wish to continue to be of service to the society in whatever small ways possible till my health and circumstances permit. To my friends and peers, I wish to say thank you from the northwest corner of my heart for your abiding support and grace, particularly in forgiving my mistakes. I am sure I have made a quite few. It is in such forgiveness and acceptance that we thrive as a community and as an institution. I will always cherish the memories I have made with all of you. To the members of the bar, particularly to the younger lot, I would say that there is no shortcut to greatness. If you want to be great, you have to go through the rigors of this profession and forge your career in the fire of struggle characteristic to the legal profession. Shortcuts may sometimes bring you instant gratification, but it will soon wither away unless the foundations are strong. Foundations in legal profession become strong only with exposure, persistent hard work, sincerity, and patience. Of this, of course, destiny plays a role, but remember, often you can please the destiny with hard work. Today, I heartily acknowledge the gesture shown by my peers and colleagues, my friends, in coming together to say farewell to me. I acknowledge and thank each and every one of the persons who has ever been associated with me in any form or manner during my tenure as a judge of this honorable court. I thank the learned members of the bar for their guidance and support. My respectable colleagues, both senior and younger, for being always so cordial to me. I also thank the judicial officers of our state for their cooperation and support, particularly the officers of registry who have so dedicatedly helped me to navigate through my days on the bench right from the very first day I walked into my chambers in the old building. I would like to give my heartful thanks to the staff who have worked with me in my secretariat and my residential office, for without their tireless support, I may not have been able to discharge my duties with the sense of satisfaction with which I have managed to do. May the good work of men and women of this institution always shine as a beacon of promise for seekers of justice. My best wishes will always be with all of you. With these words, I take leave. Thank you.